Literally this time last year, I was in Florida and we flew a hot air balloon over Disney World.
Did you not get like shot down?
No, we had a permit. It's all good.
All right.
So yeah, you flew over the edge of it, and then like we got caught in a windstorm, and we ended up having to land. You know how on the big states, there's the grass in the middle. That's where we landed the hot air balloon.
Yeah, but people don't really realize just how much danger they're in. And I say danger because like we all have the federal government to protect us with the Right to Repair Act, right? So I mean, and people go, oh well, that can be abusive in certain ways, but Elon never signed that. That's why there's no dealerships. That's why there's showrooms. It was good, but it was bad because it was my goal. It was my drive. It was my hyper focus. I was unmedicated. And one of my customers called me up with just to say, hey, you know, my business partner's taken off. And I was like, sweet, what does it take? Like, what is it I want to buy in? And I told him I'm bored. I've hit all my goals, 3 years running. I mean, first year, yeah. Second year, sweet. Third year, whatever.
Yeah, no more. Yeah, no. I think we're really lucky with our sheriffs around here. Like everyone I've met is just cool. Every single one.
You know why? It's because they came to my gym and learned jujitsu.
Is it really?
Hell yeah, we taught them.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another podcast. I've got a great guest for you. This guy is really suffering from some ADHD, but he's super focused on business. Went from a parts manager at a parts place to starting an MMA gym, focusing on specialized jiu-jitsu for law enforcement, to running a performance automotive shop building race cars. So tune in and I hope you enjoy the show. And that kicks off the start of an official ADHD podcast. Thanks for joining us. Bryan, we have long ago decided to tell people, and there's my guest is Bryan. I'm not talking to myself today. But we have decided long ago to not warn people about that because it tends to break any nervousness that they had when they showed up. And then they're like, oh, and then Tommy Cam. Yeah, Tommy comes in and out. That's what the center cam is for. Hi, Tommy.
Nice.
Welcome to the room.
Hey, buddy.
You just got to watch your thing with the tail. So cool. Well, hey, you guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of the ADHD Express podcast. As always, I have the brothers Osmond joining us.
Hey, yo.
And then I've got another great, wonderful, very entertaining guest for you guys tonight. We have my dear friend, Bryan Murphy, who we haven't seen each other in a minute. Huh?
Morgan.
Oh my God. Did I really say? I did say Murphy. I am so sorry. It is Morgan.
It's been like almost 10 years.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Bryan Morgan. Brother. Wow. Yeah. Well, so can we edit that, editor, when you see this part of the video, write down a timestamp at 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Let me just mark that
so I don't know I know who my guest is. Well, anyways, thank you for so Bryan and I first met, God, I don't even know, when I first moved to Cache Valley. So probably what, 06 to 08? Was that when you were running the parts store?
So I ran CarQuest. Yeah. Yeah, about then.
Yep. So he was the one who sold me like the transmission motor and the Blazer, and I had a Toyota truck that I had built. And back when I was doing motor swaps and all that kind of crap, he was my parts dude. And then he decided he didn't want to do that anymore. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, man? Actually, let me let you tell this story. This is funner coming from you.
So it was crazy. I was the youngest manager at CarQuest, General Parts Incorporated, that they'd had for ever. I was the only one.
And you were great at it, dude. I loved going in and dealing with it.
Dude, we were, believe it or not, little old Logan, we were top 3 in the nation.
Wow.
% of sales.
So that was you. That was you always. That was 100% you.
I'll claim that.
That was honor. Well, because I mean, like I said, it was you. I went in there and it was from day one. You just were like, cool. Remember that guy's name?
Yeah. It was good, but it was bad because it was my goal. It was my drive. It was my hyper focus. I was unmedicated.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And it was a perfect environment to be unmedicated.
Yep. Just to go wholesale.
Phones going off the hook all the time. There was days I had 2-3 phones that, on hold just for me. And like, I just thrived. Loved it. And, but I hit my goals. That's the crappy part.
With an ADHD dude, it is, man. You hit the goals and you lose interest.
Dude, I made it. I was 3 months away from retirement. Where like I could take early retirement. I'd been at CarQuest, since I was 20.
Wow.
And I was almost 30 and I could take early retirement because it was employee ESOP, stock ownership. So I could literally just be like deuces by 6 months, but I was that bored. And one of my customers called me up with, just to say, hey, my business partner's taken off. And I was like, sweet, what does it take? Like, what is it I want to buy in? And I told him I'm bored. I've hit all my goals, 3 years running. I mean, first year, yeah. Second year, sweet. Third year, whatever.
Yeah, no more. Yeah, no more. I absolutely can relate to that. That's part of why this started.
And honestly, it was going from that type of an environment to, I own a shop now. and a percentage with a non-ADD, very happy to be status quo partner was hell, is to only say the least. And also going to work, having to be there at 8 and then going home at 5:30 was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, at CarQuest, I made payroll many a time because it was me 70 hours a week. Those were light days.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's why we were so profitable, is because I was just chugging right through.
Right.
But at the shop when I came down our highest month, they were super proud, going over the P&Ls as I'm, writing checks, huge checks out of my life. It's $30,000 a month. It was their best month, and now we're like 130.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
This
is the mechanic shop you have now.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Fort Auto. It was, it was 2011 when I went down.
Yep.
And so, now, under 100 is a slow month.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. Good for
which
you
is
guys.
great.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's also like slowing down that much from CarQuest pace to a smaller shop pace was hell. My wife, bless her heart, she literally, I'd come home and I'm like, no, let's do this, let's do that. And she's like, go away.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm ADHD wives, man. They all deserve a special award.
They get a medal. But yeah, because it was basically like getting married again.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. It's been great. It's 12 years now. 13.
Yeah.
Maths is hard. 13 years, and bored again.
Oh no.
Yeah, super bored. Uh-oh. Gosh, I had these college kids call me up wanting to talk about AI, phone secretary kind of.
Oh,
person.
okay.
And I was like, how much? Like, what? How much? I want in.
Yeah.
And then found out they're trying to get some $500,000 startup from California. I'm like,
yeah, never mind.
But it's, life is good for the most part. It's definitely been a shit show one way or another half the time. But
unfortunately, running businesses, a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people are just like, oh, you're so lucky you run your business. And dude, luck has nothing to do with it.
No, you're the first one there, the last one home, and the last one paid. Yep. And
every problem is yours.
Every single damn one.
Yep.
That's why people
perceived and real.
Oh, for sure. Especially when you have a small business. If you have 5 employees or 6 employees and they're having struggles, or, girlfriend did this or wife did that, or, that's now your problem.
Yep.
You get to suffer that with them because that's what you're there for.
Yep.
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. I was telling him about how Melissa was on the show, right? And how she used to be my therapist. And then us talking about all this stuff, we kind of decided that she needed to start this other practice, and she went for it and whatnot. And she was talking about it, that now she's like, oh no, I still do therapy. She goes, it's with all my employees. Yeah. Every single day. and that's different because they're helping people with awful problems. So those employees really need some therapy on the side. Like, how do you hear all day long, hear horrible stories from children and not have some fallout from that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The boss has kind of got to be there for that.
Absolutely.
But it can be good. Like, I'm actually going up. So, Destry, the guy we've talked a lot about on the show. So he was the inspector who was with me for like 8 years. Like, he was my right-hand guy.
Right.
And then when he decided they wanted to move away, that's part of how we decided it was time to scale the business down and to do the podcast.
Good.
And so it was basically him. And I was like, well, now's the time. There's not going to be an easier time than when I don't have people to worry about feeding and providing for.
Yes. That's the scary part. I tell myself every other, when I make a decision, to buy some equipment or buy, something comes up that is costing money, that's going to take money out of the bottom line, or Jesus, take the flu that we had, from 2020, right?
Oh yeah.
COVID. And dude, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about 5 families, 6 families.
Oh yeah, dude.
They depend on me.
Yep.
So it's, Yeah, dude, that's some stress.
That's the hard stuff. But you can still build those relationships. I was gonna say, so they're finally having a housewarming party, and they moved up by St. Anthony.
Okay.
And so they invited us. They're like, hey, will you guys come up for the housewarming party? And so I was just like, you know what? Yeah. So we're going to drag the camper up there, and we're just going to camp in their backyard.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, right? And just be there for him. But it's kind of cool to have that relationship. I mean, I'm still bummed that he left. I needed him, but but like I said, if he wouldn't have, I don't know that I would be committed to doing this like we are. So,
Hey,
which is a great time. If you guys like the podcast, I know it's not a midpoint, but make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's like right down here.
Somewhere.
Somewhere along the bottom line.
But yeah.
You mentioned COVID. I know. So I worked at Napa during that time.
Sorry.
I know that they didn't have like a huge lull. Like, I feel blessed because there wasn't a huge lull during COVID, but it was a very weird time.
Yeah.
Dude, it was hell. At least so our shop, we specialize, and that where you say there was the first 2020. So I bought a brand new alignment rack. Well, 2019, I spent 80 grand on the top of the line off SEMA show floor alignment rack.
Nice.
Yeah, I was super pumped. And then COVID. Yeah, 80 grand.
Yeah, I didn't know you had an alignment rack. We need to be sending stuff to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we picked a Ford Ranger that some idiot jumped and put a hole in the motor.
Oh yeah.
And my son rebuilt the motor, bored and stroked it out, and then he's trying to get the alignment fixed to the front end, and kid caught some air, man. He's replacing all kinds of front end pieces.
They're not control arms; they're tacos.
Yeah, right. Yes, they are now.
Pretty sure it came standard as a U-bolt.
Yeah,
Lexi. Yeah. But no, it was weird though, because 2020 hit and we lost the first quarter. We were upside down. Like I'm taking money out of savings, paying guys, like I'm like, hey, we're just screw it. Let's just see what happens. And then the whole no contact took off and people had so much extra money. It was crazy.
Wow. Yep.
Built fun cars.
That's cool.
Did a ton of fun stuff and just thrived. So yeah, the parts industry, I mean, that first 3 months, at least on our side of things, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even get to go to work during those
Yeah.
It was a weird thing because like it's still required. You can't have no parts in order to move your vehicle.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the thing is so like our shop, he's snoring and it's whistling and you sound like I'm whistling.
Yeah.
But our shop, we've always been lucky. And I say that because of the stuff we specialize in.
Yep.
I mean, we're the last to slow down and the first to speed back up, because we do focus on BMWs, Audis, Subarus, Porsche, higher end vehicles.
Yep.
We can work on everything else. We might cuss a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or in English.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy time.
That's cool. You do Porsche. That's my car. One day I want a Porsche. I like Porsche.
We've done,
what was your favorite?
not a Boxster.
Yeah.
So actually to date, I tuned, Adrenaline Motorsports lifted Cayenne that actually Byron Hernandez purchased.
Oh yeah.
Comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I tuned.
Wait, the what? He's a real estate agent.
Oh no, that's the other guy who's got another Porsche. Oops.
Yeah.
I work on a lot of Porsches.
Yeah.
No, there's a gentleman out in California who's I swear his name was.
Okay. Yeah,
But,
it could be.
Brian or Byron.
Yeah.
It's all good. But anyway, he purchased it from Adrenaline Motorsports, but I pushed that. It's the twin turbo S.
Nice.
They had lifted it with the. Yeah, so it was beautiful.
That's
thing.
cool.
And then I just went, here's 600 ponies. Good luck.
Right.
It was, they picked it up and I believe my exact words were, this is going to rip the axles out. Don't floor it when it's fully lifted. Because air suspension plus some blocks, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay. And then the next thing, the owner sends me a video of it bombing up Cherry Hill, fully lifted. I'm like, dude, no. He's like, I think we heard it. Yeah,
Yep.
you did.
Most likely. Most likely.
So,
It's cool. One of the fastest cars at LS Fest was a Porsche 914 with an LS6 in it.
I believe it.
Dude, that guy on the road course track was impressive. And he's pulling 10 flats in the quarter mile, just fishtailing the entire way down. He's like, well, if I get it to hook up, it might actually go fast. And I'm like, dude, 10s is pretty quick. Like, especially when you're like, laying rubber the entire way. You're not hooking up. You're just smoking and fishtailing, and you're still pulling a 10.
Love and respect the LS.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yep. Good motor.
My first jump back into domestics was my wife's Camaro.
Okay.
She had a 2011 SS displacement.
Fun car.
Way fun car.
Yep.
Automatic. So,
Take her to leave.
It's a grocery getter. Flatten the cam because of displacement on demand.
Right.
So we went through it and teamed up with actually a Gwatney Performance out of Georgia and did some, they don't even sell them anymore, some LS7 heads.
Okay.
Custom cam grind, intake, and then it was tuned on the streets of Dino. And
that's funny.
Okay.
And yeah, dude, that thing, that's a 400 horse grocery getter.
That's awesome.
Obscene. And now I'm like, yes, let's put an LS in everything.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, it's like they're cheap, they're easy to find. I know Carter's boss is sitting on an erect Escalade for me. So once I get some, because I've got that Jeep in the front yard.
Yeah.
So I've got a set of tons for it, and then basically once I get the $4,000 for that Escalade, I've got my LS and my 4L80.
Oh hell yeah!
So that's what's going in my Jeep.
Nice.
So
are you familiar with the LS meme that's on the internet? Basically, if you go on YouTube and you type in any make or model vehicle and say LS swap, it
exists.
Oh,
everything on earth has been LS swap. That was fun about the LS Fest, was going through and seeing the dude who ran like a 7-second quarter mile in a hearse, an LS swapped hearse,
bananas.
Like, all kinds of stuff.
See, if I could just focus long enough to finish shit. I've got a 6.2 sitting at the shop for my Blazer, my K5.
Nice.
I still have mine.
I didn't know that. You have a 70s?
No, 91.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, dude, it almost got totaled. Somebody plowed in the back of me. No brake lights. Well, they didn't. My brake lights worked fine. They weren't paying attention. They
didn't touch their brakes.
Yeah, just boom. So
that sucks. That's honestly, I don't drive my Blazer much. You'll have to look. You haven't seen my Blazer since it's got 39s on it and like an 8-point roll cage.
No, I haven't seen your Blazer since I saw it up on the lift, and we were watching it leak from the damn transmission housing. Yeah. Like the case itself, not a seam. Mm-hmm. Like it had just worn through on that. It was a 4L. No, it was a
Turbo 400.
Turbo 400. Yeah.
That's why I had to get a new one.
Oh my God. Yeah, because I sold you a transmission in there.
Yep.
Can't leak. It's brand new. Oh my God, it leaks.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly. I forgot all about that. That's right. Because that's what we did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still got the second one in it.
Nice. No leaks.
No, actually, yeah, the pan started leaking.
No warranty.
But that's because it's been sitting. God, that was in 2008, 9. We did that. But yeah, and the sad thing is, I don't even think it's got 1,000 miles on it.
Dude, yeah.
So
at least it's not a BMW.
Right.
All I'm saying is they're leaky boys.
There was a lot of really fast LS swapped Beamers at LS Fest.
That was the other plan.
Is LS swap a Beamer?
Yeah, I've got an E36 in the backyard. And eventually that one will have an LS in it.
Cool.
But it's the Land Rovers you got to look out, man.
Really?
Beamers, the hard part about the Euros and the imports is they treat them like domestics. And when I say them, I'm not being discriminatory. I'm just being, in my experience, don't ignore shit.
Oh, yeah. It's not a 350. It's not going to grind everything up.
Yeah, it's not a 350, man. You're not good for 10,000 miles on an oil change that was supposed to be done 4,000 miles ago.
It's funny. So, and the case in point is the 68 Impala sitting out here with a 327. That car sat for 44 years. We recovered it out of a field. It runs and drives, dude. We cleaned up the points, put some fluids in it, and you can go. That car fires and runs like a champion. It's the craziest thing in the world.
I've changed oil once since last time you saw my Blazer. Okay. And the mileage it gets put on, like crawling over cars at fairgrounds up in Richmond, like rock crawling, that's all it does. Once, probably in like 10 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It smokes a little, So you just keep filling it up. It's fine.
Yep.
Don't do that crap with your Euros.
No, not at all.
If you're Euro smoking, there's more than just something else going on. So
Yeah.
That's valid.
that's the crap part that, we see. And then Land Rover, when it stops leaking, it's when it's out of oil.
Right. That's Mater said it best on cars, right? If there ain't oil under it, there ain't oil in it.
Yep. Dude, I know when you look at that was it Cars 2 where
Was it 2 or 3? Yeah,
2 or
2.
3
No, it
where
was
the
2.
Land Rover was the bad guy?
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off.
Yep.
I loved it the whole time. It was the best. I was like,
That was really funny.
it's facts.
It is facts. Is Wedgwood bolts a real thing?
No.
I didn't think so.
I mean, Japanese screws are a real thing. But no.
You just use a left-handed screwdriver on those?
Yeah. No, hammer.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I know. You say that. Now here I am looking. I'm going to get rid of my Subaru and my Ford Fusion hybrid, and I'm buying a GR Corolla. This is a Toyota, 300 horse all-wheel drive, and I can adjust it 70-30 ratio. Dude, that's a driver.
You're getting rid of a Subi?
It's the Forester. It's not that. I mean, it's fine. It's that one that's got the. I think my wife has. It's not outside, but yeah. It's a lifted Subaru. It's an off-roady. It's a good car. It just.
I love my Subarus. I don't know what's wrong, and I'm not the typical like white sunglasses. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife in Walmart kind of.
No, and I was honestly, I was gonna go with just a Rex or an STI or something like that, but then now I can get a Toyota that's got the warranty and it's 6-speed manual and.
So much cool stuff that's come out for new Subis though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because they got rid of the STI package.
Yeah.
Platform.
We don't care about that shit anymore.
Okay.
Like they don't have to. Like right now, we actually, because we're a Cobb dealer.
Right.
So shout out Cobb.
Yeah.
Love their stuff. They're
Cobb Racing or Carb Engineering? I forget the name.
Cobb Racing.
Cobb Racing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good parts.
Damn good parts. And that's the thing. That's why I love the Subaru so much. So they came out with a brand new, and it's technology they've been using on the GTR.
Okay.
Where they're actually running flex fuel on the CAN network.
Oh.
So you can have a non-flex fuel vehicle. We can do a tune, 30 horse, and it's CARB. Well, excuse me, it's 48 states compliant.
Okay.
Non-California compliant. Can't sell the parts or do the tune to a car that's registered in California.
That's okay. I don't like California very much.
Right? I mean, there you go. Take it. But the rest of the nation, yeah, baby. You can literally take that car and go run E85 in it one day and then just go pump your normal gas. And it's the new WRX, up to, I mean, we could do it to an STI. We can do a full tune on an STI.
Wow.
Dyno, street tune, but the ability to turn around and throw E85 in there. I mean, you're talking even just plain
Is the E85 cheaper? I don't know. I guess I don't have
Yes and no. We don't have any pumps in town, which is sad.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I've never even seen it. I don't.
You can get it from
Jardine, probably.
Yeah, who used the Jardine?
Well, yeah,
Thomas now. But the thing is that E85 does take more quantity.
Oh.
So that's where you get the best effect in a turbo vehicle is you've got more volume in order to be stoichiometric or perfect explosions. But the thing is that so it takes more volume, so it's actually more cool.
Interesting.
So your badass car runs better when it's
cooler
on a cool morning,
right.
because the air is denser. You
pack your intercooler with ice cubes or dry ice.
You don't need to. You run E85, keeps it cooler. You do burn more fuel, but to get that stoichiometric. But it's bananas. It's way more horsepower, and it's easy for the person who gets that on their car to actually reap the benefits of it.
Interesting.
Sorry, you got me super.
No, that's fine. This is the whole point of it, dude.
Is
It is
that mostly just on
fascinating.
Subarus or?
So currently,
Because he's only dealing with Cobb. That was his whole point. Was Cobb.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so no, the crazy part of it is now down at the shop. So where we're a pro tuner now for Cobb, which the next one is somewhere down in Salt Lake. So you can roll in with your Porsche. And if it's Cobb actually has tunes for Porsche, BMWs, Ford GTs. Okay. Those little things piss me off. They are so fast.
What's that?
The GT, that little Escort remake that they did, the Ford.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it called a GT? No, isn't it a Focus GT? Focus. It's a Focus ST. That's it. Yes.
But to me, it was like when I first.
Yeah, but it still isn't only like 300 horse.
No. Dude, they are crazy. And they have, so the 300 maybe stock.
Okay.
But then they also have, you can push buttons and actually choose stock and get extra ponies out of them.
Okay.
It's bananas. And then you can go, hey, Bryan, give me more. And I can be like, doop, doop.
And they just don't have anything for that Toyota yet, do they? That GR, because it's the Yaris in Japan. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a 3-cylinder. I don't know if you know. To me, on paper, it looks like a really bitchin' little car.
It might be. Don't let me discourage you from your dreams, man.
Well, and I'm also like, I thought about doing because I really like the Bug Eye Subarus. I think that's what you have.
Yeah, my O2.
Yeah, so I like those are kind of cool, and I just thought about doing one of those and just maxing it out, kind of a thing. But I need a daily as well, and so that's
I daily mine. The only reason why I'm not daily in mine is because my shifting arm's busted. Yeah. My daily tune is about 300 horse.
Okay,
and that's on a 2-liter, so high rev, not even a 2.5.
Yeah,
cams. Evo 316G turbo. It's a little bit of lag, but we have, little map switching, and then off we go with some
400 horse.
Yeah, and anti-lag. We can do
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, bananas.
That's cool.
And it's not. I'm not going to say any performance is expensive,
right?
But it's less expensive in the long run and way more fun to drive.
There's a lot to be said about that.
That little, I'll have to put you in the WRX.
Yeah.
Because it will do everything you want and then bite your head off.
Right.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I mean, you will chicken out before that car does.
I'd believe it. Well, possibly.
I've gotten out of that thing and been
shaken.
Like, oh, dude, my seat looked like
I probably could too. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, what did I do?
Yeah, I've been for rides a couple of those that are pretty crazy souped up. So it's really a violent experience because the all-wheel drive, they change direction so willingly.
Yeah, and it's like, I think Jeremy Clarkson said, it's like driving an axe murderer wants to kill you. They want to kill you.
Cool. Maybe I do need to drive one that's more souped up. I guess I haven't really, I think I've driven anybody's like souped up one. But yeah, I'm just at that point you kind of get bored, and I was like, dude, the last car was a hybrid. This one's a Subaru station wagon, no turbo. Like I need something funner. That's just where I'm at.
I mean, the Toyota would be fun.
Yeah. Then warranty. And the other thing is I look at how much my Forester has depreciated. That GR Corolla will be worth the same I paid for it in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like my 4Runner is still worth a stupid amount. I mean, it makes me almost sad at how much money my 180,000 mile 5th gen 4Runner's worth.
Bananas. Well, that's because people love them.
Well, it's a great car. I have 180,000 miles on it. I've done brakes and tires.
Yeah. No.
And I have mine, so I've got mine tuned, intake and exhaust.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like pulling up next to all the Overlander type 4Runners, and then and they all look at you. They're like, mine doesn't sound like that. And then when the light turns green, they're like, yeah, mine definitely doesn't drive like that.
No,
dude, mine's a beast. I outpull my 5,000 pound camper with my 4Runner. My buddy's got a Power Stroke. We were going down to somewhere, and we're going up this hill, and he was just falling back. And I was like, I got on the phone. I'm like, hey man, are you okay? He's like, just hating my decisions, watching your V6 4Runner pull away from my 1-ton truck like there's going up a hill.
Yeah, there was
Toyota, bro. I'm just a Toyota. They just make a good quality vehicle.
They do. Absolutely. No, I love Toyota. The older stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so mine's a 10 4Runner. So I've got the 4.0. That was a really bitchin' truck.
Damn good 4Runner.
Yep.
No, well, and Toyota's coming out with the ammonia engine.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, they've got it produced.
Okay.
So Toyota, it cracks me up because Toyota was behind the hybrids. They were the first,
right.
Every other hybrid out there, I shit you not, is using a Toyota Prius system in their car. Ford, everybody, they all interlaced and swapped.
Sure. Well, of course, that's how it works. Innovation works. Is you wait till they come out with it, then we all take it and make it better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how it works. I mean,
absolutely. And now they've got a 3-cylinder ammonia engine. Oh wow! They teamed up with the largest car manufacturer in China, actually, believe it or not, and developed this ammonia engine. And so, I think that'll be bye-bye electric.
Maybe. I mean, electric, and it's funny because if you actually get people who know, there's the people who don't know are like, oh no, I'm saving the environment with my electric car. It's like, no, bro, you are not. Like, we can all argue, like, I get it. More torque, faster for sure. Way fun. Get it. Fun. But let's just be real. You're not saving shit in the environment goes, dude. Strip mining, rainforest of cobalt and all that stuff mined by kids. You're not helping. No. You are the problem.
Do you know how many Toyota Priuses I've sent to the junkyard because they needed a $3,000 battery? And now they're about $3,000, almost $4,000 for a good one.
Wow. Used
to $5,000. I mean, and that's the thing is that almost every single damn one.
Yeah.
I have sent.
Yeah. I've got a buddy of mine who has a Prius that's in like pristine condition. The batteries won't hold a charge.
Yeah.
I keep telling let's just LS swap it, dude. Like that's the thing now. LS swap your Prius.
That's actually that or the Tesla. I've seen that there's a Tesla that's LS swap. I guess Elon was suing him.
Oh, did they really?
I heard he tried to. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See, that's what also people don't, that's what I own Tesla stock. Like I love Tesla. Keep buying Teslas, please. Yeah. But they suck.
Yeah.
I mean, Elon never signed. That's what
everyone's had a recall. Every single one's had a recall.
Yeah, but people don't really realize just how much danger they're in when they buy one. And I say danger because like we all have the federal government to protect us with the Right to Repair Act, right? So, I mean, and people go, oh, well, that can be abusive in a certain ways, but Elon never signed that. That's why there's no dealerships. That's why there's showrooms. So you could buy a Tesla tomorrow. He could decide to not make a part
and in
2 weeks, and you're screwed. You have no recourse. The federal government's not going to, they're going to be like, sorry. So
that's like my victory more. They quit making victories. I can't get my victory. Like I was the best bike I've ever had, but like we got rid of it because parts are already getting hard to get.
But that's the thing. I mean, and they didn't sign the Right to Repair Act. So they can void your warranty. So here's the other thing. Your brand new Yoda, you can bring it to me. I can do your oil changes. I can do all your maintenance for you. Will not affect your factory warranty.
Right.
In fact, it's against federal law for a dealership to tell you that, hey, you got to service your car here or your warranty's void. So hopefully somebody learned something from that today. But Tesla, on the other hand, you could bring your Tesla to me for a control arm and they can be like, oh God, no more warranty. And you're done on whatever you spent. And that's the freedom. That's the Right to Repair Act. And that's why it's so important.
Wow.
So, I mean, you could buy a brand new Tesla and within 2 days have no warranty. So
really?
Oh yeah. That's scary shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, most people don't understand that or know that because it is a media thing or
status and all that. Yeah. There's a lot that goes into it.
So
interesting.
Sorry. That's my freaking soapbox there.
Well, sorry to all my friends that drive Teslas. I got a lot of them.
Good luck.
Good luck. I like the contest. The Diesel Brothers did his thing. What's going to pull better, my stock Dodge or my stock Cybertruck? And then he's like, oh yeah, the Dodge has a 64 stock. It's only got a 64 millimeter turbo and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, dude, that's not stock. Yeah. And like the thing of it is after you pull the hill, the Cybertruck's toast. So naturally the Dodge is going to win.
You know what? And I think that they were the best solution for the time.
Yeah.
We had no other solutions, but you've got hydrogen. Which they already use hydrogen.
It's been around forever. And the thing is, all these dudes that invent it, they disappear.
Yeah. So back in the CarQuest days, you guys can Google this. GEET Industries was a little company up in Preston. You can check that out. I was selling this dude parts, injectors, things. He was running Briggs & Stratton motors off of urine, Coke, water, whatever you wanted to.
Wow.
He ninja vanished, like gone. I'd ordered a bunch of fuel injection hoses for him and some injectors, and I still had his business card at home in the safe, and I kept it because I'm like, man, when Unsolved Mysteries comes around asking, I'm going to be like, doo.
Yeah. Right.
And but he full on vanished. But here's the crazy part. He told me it works on the principle of pi. Okay. Stoichiometric efficiency. We were talking about that.
Right. That's the fuel injection. Right.
Has a principle of pi that works with that. So I found an article about hydrogen, using hydrogen in the internal combustion engine from Lord knows where. It's saved on my computer at home or at the shop. And it was actually, and it went through and it said the principle of pi. Whole conversation I had with him because I'm like, how the hell are you doing this? He's like, well, I'm just going to tell you, it's based on the principle of pi. That's all I'm going to tell you right now until it comes out. And this was back.
Like pi as in 3.14.
Yeah, 3.14.
Right.
Infinite.
For however many. And then you see that and it gives me goosebumps. You know, because literally I am reading this article that was done by, Division of Transportation, as they were looking into, because hydrogen has a different stoichiometric efficiency. So if I want to say like 14.7 is gas, 17.4 or something along those lines.
Hydrogen.
It's hydrogen. And then they're saying, but you know, by using pi, we can da-da-da-da. And I was just blown away. So
we need to figure that out. That could be our next project. Let's make us some hydrogen powered stuff.
Good luck. I've tried. During my other board periods, like in the last 7 months, I've tried to get just a type class 4 hydrogen tank, which would be a tank that would be legal to drive on the street. Nope.
They won't get you one.
Air gas. Sorry. Praxair. I've contacted them all. I've like emailed people. I spent an entire week just emailing every person, place, or thing I could find that manufactured hydrogen tanks. Class 4.
And they won't sell them to you, or they don't manufacture them?
Won't sell them to me. Not at all.
They don't. The government doesn't want people building hydrogen powered cars.
Oh, they're like, well, what are you going to use it for? It's a class 4. It's to go in a vehicle. Well, what are you going to use it for? I'm going to drive it, you idiot. Like,
connect the dots.
To put OPEC out of business, baby, you know?
Right.
Then I'll vanish. But yeah, I still can't. In fact, found a little bit of a way around it, but it's sketchy. You know, I can order. I jumped through all the hoops on one of our welding gas suppliers, and I can order tanks, but they're not class 4. And they're lighter weight, they're smaller. So, I mean, I could, because the whole thing I want to do, I was going to put hydrogen on the WRX.
Oh yeah.
Just for shits and gigs. And yeah, that I might do it.
Well, let's just do us a couple off-road vehicles first.
Yeah.
They can't get us if we don't register them and drive them on road, right?
Yeah, OHV. That's a good point.
Right. Let's just do a couple OHVs and let's go for it.
Dude, they literally treat you like a terrorist.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
And it's
oh, bro, after my felony stuff and all my crap, are you kidding me, dude? I go to the bank and there's that little thing that says watch for suspicious wire activity and has a contact for the Department of Homeland Security. What? Dude, tellers freak out. We have learned we just go right to the bank manager because otherwise everybody else is going to shit a brick. They look and they're like, I don't know, the guy's got a big beard and it says Homeland Security on his paper, on his account.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they just freak out.
You're going to get tased one of these days.
I know. Well, no. So no, actually I won't, because the dispatch, Michelle, I think it's Michelle. Anyways, her husband was one of the snipers on the SWAT team that arrested me, and I ended up doing a home inspection for him. And and they're just like, hey, great job on not, being a criminal for life. Like you got out of it, and so, but she still runs dispatch.
Oh, nice.
And so I feel like they're running interference for me still.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cause I used to get really hassled, and ever since I kind of got all connected with them, like Logan cops just wave.
That's nice, man. Yeah. Cause you're lucky.
Yeah. I worked hard. I honestly, it is a little bit of luck, but it's also a lot of hard work to kind of get that stuff to happen. I had a lot of cool experiences. I got to do an inspection for the Family Place, which is a local business. You've probably heard of the Family Place. They help families and kids, and somebody gifted them a facility. And they contacted me to do the home inspection. I was like, yeah, of course, right? And I went up there and they were like, well, hey, let me pay you or whatever. How much is it? I'm like, no, you guys don't get to pay. You're helping families and kids. Everything should be free to you. And so anyways, it was cool. But at the time there was a woman, and that was Michelle, but her husband was the chief of Logan City Police. And she was the one I was interacting with. And then we kind of started talking. I told her my story. And that is literally when my life changed. Because I used to get, the cops, so I'd get pulled over and 5 of them would be all, and all that kind of stuff. And I met her and I told her the story, told her why, what happened. And dude, I literally never got pulled over. In fact, I had one, it's a funny story. I was speeding, not pay, I hate to say it like this, but responsible speeding. I was 10 over. So I was over on the west side of Mendon going out to Petersboro.
Yeah. Rule of 10.
And it was 55. I'm doing 65, just chumming along. And then the speed limit goes from 55 to 45. So I dropped down to 55. Again, consciously speeding, but not doing too much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it goes to 35 and I go to 45. Well, I'm on the phone. I'm whatever. There's a cop behind me. So he finally lights me up and he was just and he was kind of chuckling because he's like, I know you was paying attention. He goes, because every time the speed limit dropped 10, he's like, you dropped 10. He's like, but you stayed 10 over. And he goes, I kept hoping you were going to look behind you and see me and then slow down, but you didn't. So anyways, he takes my stuff. He goes back to his car. And I'm sitting there, right? And I still, you guys, I still get a little nervous around flashing red lights. Like you receive a 20-man SWAT team with helicopter and snipers, and it tends to shake you up for life when you see the flashing red and blues. Yeah. So anyway, so he comes back up, and I'm trying not to be nervous. I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm, other than the 10 miles over. He comes up, hands me my stuff. He goes, man, I want to take you to lunch. And I was like, what? Why do you want to take me to lunch? He's like, I just got to hear the story as to why dispatch tells me to let you alone because you could be doing a lot worse than speeding. And I was just like, oh gosh, that is so embarrassing.
Hey man, dude, that's a win.
It is a win, right? They're like, well, what's he doing? Like, well, he's doing 10 over. And they're like, he could be doing a lot worse. Let him go.
See, that was a karma. It was a thing. It was by doing the right things. Like I had some good stuff happen to me. Yeah. And so it was just cool. No, I fully get it. If it's a sheriff's department, I'm good.
Yeah.
They'll pull me over and be like, hey.
I feel like I think we're really lucky with our sheriffs around here. Like everyone I've met is just cool. Every single one.
You know why? It's because they came to my gym and learned jiu-jitsu.
Is it really?
Hell yeah, we taught them.
Cool.
In fact, one of my high school buddies, Mark Miller, he was in the news, like a year ago with the gentleman who tried to pull his officer's gun from the hospital.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't think I heard about that. Dang.
Yeah, it was at Logan Regional Hospital. Anyway, Mark Miller, Ogre, shout out. I could do that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. And then we'll make sure you tag him in it. We'll make sure he knows when we pop this one out.
He's a stud. We played football together. We wrestled together. Mm-hmm. But him and Sergeant Reed Tanner were some of the very first two sheriffs that we got to introduce jiu-jitsu to at the gym. Because I was bored, so I wanted to fight MMA. So what do? When Gold's closes,
you start your own.
Start my own. Screw this shit.
Yep. What gym was that you started? I forget.
Cache Valley Martial Arts.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Kofi, because Kofi's running that now, right?
Yeah. Kofi. I sold it to Kofi.
Nice. Yeah. He seems like so Heidi Brown, if you know Heidi, she's a good friend of mine. She's one of the females because she's been on a bunch of fights and done a bunch of stuff with them.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing. You can only half-ass so much in your life.
Yeah.
And especially when you got flutter brain like me, I was half-assing the gym to the point where it was alive and thriving, but it needed somebody like Kofi. Kofi's dream was to make that his day-to-day. And I've never met a more deserving, better human being than Kofi.
Cool. That's awesome.
And literally we hand shook. So this is how I've done business in the past we hand shook on the price of the gym. And when it was all done, I thought, oh shit, I better give him some paperwork. But that's how, I've always approached things. Where the hell I got sidetracked?
No, you're fine. No, we were just talking about the gym. That's all. Okay. And I was because
sheriffs and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We do because I was telling you about Heidi too, and Heidi's been on the show.
Yeah, Heidi is awesome.
Heidi is awesome.
So I've been MIA from the gym for, off and on for 2 years, 3 years. Once Kofi kind of, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because everybody would, and even this last time when I was there, they're like, oh yeah, that's Bryan. He used to own this place. And I'm like,
yeah,
shut up.
Yeah.
Kofi owns it.
Right.
Give him the respect. I don't need any of the respect.
Right.
He's a way better fighter than I could have been. Well, he's a better fighter, period. Mm-hmm. Better jiu-jitsu, but that's his livelihood, and I sold a car. I was going to tell you my Audi, my twin turbo, the angry Audi, nitrous, fun car. I sold that car to buy the WRX.
Okay.
In February of last year.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I hadn't owned the gym fully since 2020. I found $300 in checks for people's dues in the door when I was cleaning that bitch out. Like that's how half-assed it was. It was like, oh yeah, I'll take this. I got other things, So teaching the sheriffs jiu-jitsu, we started out with just basics, and then they just kind of started chewing it up. And then, then the gym I bought. So Gracie Combatives actually is a specialty, the only, the Helio Gracie family.
Right.
Big jiu-jitsu guys.
The jiu-jitsu guys, really.
He was the ones who made it everything it is.
Right.
Royce and
all coming out guys. And whooping on people.
Yeah.
Well, not really whooping, honestly. That when you watch that very first fight, he took an ass pounding until he got that dude and armbarred him out.
Yep. But you got to take a punch to...
Dude, you got to. It's just part of it.
But yeah, it started it all. But they made this set of combatives instructionals just straight for police.
Oh, cool.
even as a gym owner, being like Pedro Sauer or, affiliated and all this other stuff, all the jiu-jitsu families, I couldn't just go, hey, can we get this instructional stuff? So I had to give money to Sergeant Reed Tanner, and then he had to go buy it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So then Sergeant Tanner and Mark Miller took that program, that whole program, and then it just exploded.
That's awesome.
So, most of the sheriffs, don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
They'll break your arm. Sorry. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll beep it a little bit, the F part. Hey, do you guys remember the other day when the spider nest hatched and I was raining little spiders on me? Can you guys see this right here?
Yeah, right there.
He's bigger. He's a lot bigger than all the other ones were.
That's Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in here and they were literally just like raining on me. Unfortunately, I'm a home inspector. I'm not scared of a spider, so it doesn't bother me, but yeah.
I don't do crawl spaces very well.
Yeah, most people don't.
Can't fit through them half the time is a problem.
Dude. I had a bunch this last week that I couldn't fit in. Just terrible. Like one, and like it was funny. One of them, the homeowner or the buyer, he went through it, and he was like showed me pictures, and I'm like, how did I couldn't fit over there? He's like, oh, I just dug in the dirt and like mashed myself in there. I'm just like, good Lord, man, don't do that. That's how you get stuck. I used to do fire stuff. Like I know you don't want to get rescued. Like they can't be gentle. They just got to get you out.
They cut a hole in the floor.
They might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, just cut a hole in me.
Yeah. Right. That's so funny. Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I didn't realize that. Now that was because when you guys first started, you were up here on this side of Logan, weren't you? Or was it always out there on the west side?
No, yeah, we've always been out there. So we started right after Gold shut down. We were rented a little room by the gymnastics.
Okay. That's,
and we were there
cool
for like a few months. And
then you got the other location.
Yeah. When that opened
still
up.
at. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also why I never win an argument with my wife. I didn't tell her. I just did it.
Oh,
There it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, forgiveness and permission.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you buy $20,000 worth of mats.
Yep. As a mental note, that's one of those things you don't. I know it's easier to ask for forgiveness and permission, but sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't know if either of you other ADHD types, I just go.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought she would give two shits.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's not going to affect you.
Right.
We're not going to lose money. We're not going to, we made money, but why would that make you upset? Never enters into my brain.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes even
to go.
Yeah. In fact, but yeah, no, one of my good friends looked at me after that. He's like, well, congratulations. You just lost every argument you'll have for the rest of
Yeah, pretty much.
every single damn one. And he's right.
Do you remember that time?
Yeah. I went and started a gym and I didn't tell anybody.
Happens.
Right, not quite.
I came home under contract on a 12-plex once. And I was in the middle of flipping my first duplex at the same time. So it was kind of
Yeah, but how many cars do you show up in?
all the time. Different. Are you kidding? I have like 21. Have you not seen my yard?
Yeah.
Literally vehicles just show. That's part of why
We're going to measure here.
That's why we had the junkyard. I know we are going to measure in a minute. But no, the junkyard. That's why I have my junkyard. So that I bought the duplex because it had an acre behind it. And so then I could bring things home without bringing them home.
That's why I have a shop.
Yeah. And then she'll show up over the junkyard. She's like, where did you get that car? I'm like, oh, no, it's just been here.
Yeah, you don't know.
She's like, when you bought this, there were no cars. Now there's like 20. What are you talking about?
My wife's gotten smart. She takes pictures of shit and then be like, oh yeah, no, you know what? No, last year it was not there.
Yeah. That's really funny.
No. But yeah, that's why there's the Subaru Outback, the lifted one at the shop. There's the E36 Rat Rod, possible LS swap. There's a couple of flipper Outbacks at the shop. There's a Volkswagen Rialta.
Oh yeah.
Motorhome. Like there's all sorts of stuff.
Cool stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I drive by every once in a while and I look at that and I'm always just like trying to avert my eyes because I'm a junker and I like stuff and happens. Hey, do you have room for a bus in your lot?
What kind of bus?
1969 Silverside motor coach with a 378 something 2-cycle supercharged Detroit diesel V8. Yeah, well, we don't really know what we're gonna do with it, but I got it and we got it fixed and it runs and drives.
You got room for Rialta?
I know, right? Probably, but
no, dude. So the crazy part of it is, we've got like five or six of those types of like flip, like just fun project cars.
Yeah.
But then there's times where we had to make agreements with the people next door. Like, can we park our cars there during the day? Cause otherwise we have no place to park.
Yeah.
And we get the parts industry, man, sometimes sucks. Point where we're behind a week or two.
Just waiting for stuff, you mean?
Yeah, just waiting for stuff. And we'll have stuff that sits, but there's only so much we can do.
Right.
And we're not going to tell somebody, no, take it to, an unqualified shop where something's going to bad happen. And then that's our bad because we recommended it. Right. So we'll be like, hey, if you can let it hang out here, we'll
as soon as we can, we'll get it.
Yeah, as soon as we can, we will. So, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you can't get a part from a part shop that day, usually all the other part shops around are the same way.
Yeah. Well, and we buy so much from the dealers anymore too.
Oh, do you really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
More. So it's bananas. We spend more money with the dealers than I do with part shops.
I know when I worked for Napa, one of the do I call it a caper? But like part shops would call in to us trying to get a part, and when we didn't have the part, we would call the dealer, and then get the part. We'd go send a guy to pick up the part from the dealer and then drop it off and then do a price markup.
How do you think I got number one in the nation? Dude, I would buy shit from O'Reilly's. I would buy shit from anybody who had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, if you were one of my shops and you called me, and this is where I get so pissed with our parts shops now.
They're not doing that stuff.
They don't give a crap. Like I would literally, you could call me up and be like, hey man, do you have an extension cord? Not like a crappy one, but like a good one. I'll be like, yeah, we'll be there in 10 minutes. We'll be out to Lowe's. We'd buy it, rip all the packaging off. It'd be everything that you wanted. And I'd make $50 on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you know what? To get these guys to do any kind of, I mean, hell, I sold, we used to have stools out in front of CarQuest. I sold one out from underneath one of my guys' asses.
I actually remember that. I vaguely remember that actually, because I think I came in one time and you were like, yeah, I just sold a stool to a guy.
Yeah, my counter guy's sitting there trying to work on the computer. And he's like, dude, I really, I want a stool. I was like, sweet, get up.
Yeah.
Get up.
But I mean, that's how you do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, so kudos on the caper,
right?
But that's how you do it.
It's the best way to do it because then people go to you first because they know you're going to get it done.
Yep, there's a reason why we dominated the valley.
Right.
I mean, we really did it.
Well, and it's funny. So we've been Daniel and I've been listening to this podcast from Alex Hermosi. And he was taught this, the one that I just listened to yesterday was talking about like just preparation. He's like, nobody's preparing. He's like, so if you you want to do something, he's like, if you just prepare a little bit, he goes, you're going to be better than most of the people doing it. Yep. And that's kind of what I found. Like a lot of the stuff, like there's that dumb saying, right? If you build it, they will come, right? Well, that's because if you build it right, they will. It doesn't matter if somebody else is already doing it. All you need to do is go look at what they're offering and just do it better.
Yeah. Do it better. And that's the thing.
And then people will accept it. When I started my home inspection business, there was already 2 or 3 major players in the valley, and it took me a couple of years, but now I'm the major player in the valley and I've held it for almost a decade.
It's so kind of the same way. I mean, it's just like we were the first, as far as I know, in the state of Utah to have digital vehicle inspections.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, because I worked with Cherry inspections. I worked with.
Want me to show you? Turn that off.
Damn it.
Can't believe I did that.
The one thing I tell everybody is to put it on vibrate.
Yep. Oh, dude. Yep, I do. I got smart ass comments about it too. And then it was me. Sorry,
man.
Yep. It's okay. That's our upholstery guy though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got us a good upholstery dude.
That's awesome. See, you're freed up enough that you can do fun shit like that. And I'm still kind of in the trenches.
No, I'm still in the trenches too. I work a lot. I'm trying to make this my thing.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So being able to network, being able to hook people up, build projects, do stuff. I mean, yes, my intentions are finding sponsors and like all of these things. And we've met a bunch of people and It'll work. It just takes time. Again, like, subscribe, and comment, guys. If you want to see me build awesome race cars and hot rods and do crazy stuff, you have to subscribe to this channel and share it to a friend or 100, because we need like 10,000 followers fast.
Subscribe. Hey,
subscribe.
I need you to do that so I can tune his shit.
That's right. Yeah, because he needs Yeah, we got it. Like, he needs that Porsche. Come on, you guys. Who wants to see me in a Porsche that he tunes and we do crazy stuff in?
Because I will do it.
And I will too.
Shit, if it breaks.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, once we get
it's his money.
Yeah. Well, no, and part, it's funny, kind of part of like when people are like, well, why would you, and it's funny, I kind of go through some of the stuff that I just randomly do, and it's literally this time last year, I was in Florida and we flew a hot air balloon over Disney World.
Did you not get like shot down?
No, we had a permit. It's all good.
All right.
So yeah, you flew over the edge of it, and then like we got caught in a windstorm and we ended up having to land, how on the big interstates, there's the grass in the middle. That's where we landed the hot air balloon.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said. Everybody was freaked out. I'm like, this is awesome. This is way better than landing in a field. That sounds really safe and boring. I had to jump out of the basket and grab the rope so that when they dropped the balloon, I was able to pull it and it didn't hit the road. And like, I mean, again, I wish we would have had the 360, because cars on the highway, they're just like...
Didn't know what to do.
Oh, dude, it was sheer pandemonium. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, dude,
it was so
I wonder why
fun.
you crave adrenaline.
I know. Yeah, I don't. It's just.
You want a motorcycle?
Yeah, I can't though. I'm done with bikes for a little while. What do you got?
I got my. So
Yeah,
I took an 883 Sportster.
Okay.
It was pretty nice. It's 1250 on nitrous.
Oh, very cool.
Oh,
Yeah. So
That's interesting.
the nitrous button is the horn button. So
Yeah.
don't
That's
get
cool.
angry.
I had a victory that I was going to put NOS on and ended up just getting rid of it. But yeah, that's fun. I have an 883 Sportster too that I bought and stripped down, and we're putting the motor in a go-kart.
nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's even that. God damn it. That might be fun.
It's going to be I'll show it to you before you leave.
Yeah, dude, I got like 20 grand in this bike.
Oh, geez.
Like, it's stupid. Like,
It's really nice.
it was a show bike before I dicked with it. And then I got all like S&S Super E. It's carbureted too.
Oh, okay.
So
What year?
04.
Oh, so not an Evolution. What motor is that?
It was an 883.
Yeah, is it an Evolution motor though?
Nope.
No, okay.
Right before fuel it was the last year of carbureted, no fuel injection. So yeah, big old, everybody's like, what's that other gauge you got on your handlebar? I'm like, air fuel ratio, baby.
Yeah.
We need to know where we're at when we go zoom zoom.
Yes, you do. When you get them built like that, that's exactly what you need.
Yeah, but an S&S, or not S&S. Well, yeah, running an S&S Super E carb. The ones for the big choppers on a little Sportster is kind of funny when you look at it.
Yeah. So you're probably running around 130 without NOS?
Yeah, easily.
130 horsepower.
I had Hammer Performance sent out the heads. Titanium valves, springs. Like the full gauntlet, and bigger jugs, pistons, of course, cams, the whole 9 yards. In fact, the Harley guys who listen to this, they'll know Q or Quentin, who used to be.
Oh yeah, I know Quentin. Yeah. Well,
and
knew him. Sorry, that's sad.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped riding as much. Didn't have my buddy, but he looked at me one day and he's like, "You are just stupid." You're going to blow this thing up. And I was like, I know, right?
It's all right.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, just build it again.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about rebuilding stuff.
Oh, yeah. But actually, if you search on YouTube, Quentin Holmes, he's left this world, which is sad. But on YouTube, there's some videos where we raced at Rocky Mountain Raceway.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
And
Very cool.
The bike's not on NOS. But
against that green Harley,
against Olive, his Harley with the big skull headlight.
Yeah, that was such a neat bike. Yeah, I kind of got out of riding all as those dudes were really getting really prominent, I think.
Yeah.
So I had hung out with them a couple of times, and then I just, I've got little kids. I just decided I needed to not have a bike for a while. I'm also like we've mentioned, I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. Like to me, the average cruising speed on a motorcycle on the highway is 105.
Yeah.
Because then nobody's passing you. You don't have to deal with people coming up in your blind spots. You're just driving.
You're just weaving. So you do have to drive like an asshole. And in town.
Yeah.
You have to drive like
you do on a bike. I'm sorry, that's the safe way to drive on a motorcycle.
Except for when Officer Friendly pulls you over and says, we both know you were doing well over 120. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write you a ticket for 100, which is, a little bit over the speed limit. And you're going to pay the fine and not complain. And we're like, okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, I had a couple of run-ins on the bike. I actually, and honestly, like, it's one of those things. I always had really good luck with the cops. I was always respectful and nice. Like, once I learned like kind of the protocol, like when I get pulled over on a bike, I always just shut the bike off, kickstand it, pull my helmet off, and just sit on the side of the bike. And they just are so relaxed when they come up when you do that.
Take my vest off.
Yep, they're so chill.
I get up, helmet off.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we've been there.
Just be super chill, because then they're more chill. They're like, oh, okay, this dude's, you know. Yeah. Well, because I had a switch on my bike where I could black out all my lights. Because I'd come through Logan Canyon, and like, you know, you go through Manaway and you're just like, well, fuck, shut the lights off and hammer down. There was always a cop. For those of you who don't know, there was always a cop in Manaway, and so that was my trick, was to shut my headlights off, shut all my lights off, and then just fly. I always wonder like how many times he's sitting there and God, you hear that? And then,
Dude, so the last time, well, before I got the Harley, because it was all, you know, pocket rockets.
Yeah.
And I had a Suzuki Gixxer, and
great bike.
My favorite was just running up Logan Canyon.
Yeah.
There's no better. I mean, a lot of people have lost their lives doing stupid stuff, but to me, it was just, let's just cruise. And I had a bad day. Life was, and just, I couldn't go fast enough. And I passed that second dam, and boom. And I thought I'd made that split second moment. I was like,
I'm running.
Dude, I went mock Jesus through and then went up through immigration, came home, put the bike in the garage, and I didn't ride it for like a month.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just little stuff like that you're like, oof. Well, my kids don't do that.
No, well, people do. They just do stuff. I remember Chris's little brother one time, he called me to come get him. He was, had run from a cop on his crotch rocket and had got to a friend's house, and the friend was like outside. So he just ripped in the garage. They closed the garage door. He left it there for probably a month before he went and got it.
Cause he followed me for a good, like he followed me. I was like, is he going to give up? Cause he knows he can't. And then the first corner, I was like, his lights are still on. I was like, man, I'm going to get busted. But it probably took me all of 15 minutes to go from second. To Bear Lake. I was like, there's no way they can get me.
No.
It's not happening.
No.
You can't keep
Dude, not that. No.
I saw a video on TikTok the other day, and it was a guy, and he was riding his motorcycle. Like, he got pulled over by a cop, and as they get, like, the cop walks up to it and he says, hey, you got to make sure that you have your license plate secured, because it was just dangling. And he's like, yeah, you got to make sure that that's secured, or else it's just like, it's not right. And he flicks it, and as he flicks it, the magnet that the guy had attached to the bottom of the thing linked up, and he was like, whoa.
So he can tuck it up and hide it.
Yeah. Well, just like when you put it up inside the fender or whatever. I don't know.
That's why mine's this way on the Harley.
Yeah.
At least, which is technically not street legal. It's got to be.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I had mine vertical too. I remember getting, somebody said that to me one time, but I was like, how do you even, they don't make one that goes.
Yeah, I just said, nope.
They're not as serious about that.
No. But yeah, the Gixxer had the same. Well, my license plate was on zip ties. So the faster you went, the more it just stuck out.
Yep, so they can't see it.
Can't see it anyway, so.
Yeah.
That's why you had to stay in it.
Dude, you guys, that's an hour. That is an hour-long podcast. No, don't apologize. That's what we're doing. This is what we're holding. And this is why I told you we don't get into bothering with like scripts and that kind of a thing, because we're just going to go on tangents and talk about stuff.
Bullshit about all sorts of random stuff.
Yeah, so we had a great time. We probably ought to do another podcast down the road and actually talk about like tuning and some of that kind of stuff, because we really just...
You don't need people to go to sleep. Just know I make your shit fast.
That's right. That's right. So yes, you guys, Import Auto. Bryan, not Murphy, Morgan. That's really funny. I don't know a Bryan Murphy. Now I got to figure out where I got that from.
My wife's maiden name was Murphy.
Maybe. I don't know. That seems...
Murphy's Law. Shit breaks.
Yeah, that was it. Murphy's Law. That you were my go-to for that for a long time. So, well, cool, you guys. That is going to conclude our podcast for today. I hope you enjoyed the hangout sesh, the talk. You guys, if you like seeing this stuff, if you want to see us build crazy hot rods, follow and subscribe to this channel and share it to a friend.
Absolutely.
Have a good day.
See you soon.